This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay McLovin here on the afternoon show with the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. Today we got Tony, Big Glenn, Chris. As you know, Gonzo is on this show with us today, and it is awesome to be here because you know why? I don't know why. You know why? I don't know why. So we're gonna roll with it. How's everybody doing today, Tony?
Yeah, doing good. It's awesome because it's Hump Day.
Hey, that's right. It's Hump Day. No, I'm sorry. I said I don't know why because you know why? The wife is still sick and she's still here.
Oh.
And so normally this is my guy time, my time when everything is nice and quiet, and it is not quiet because she is in the house and she snores. She snores, Tony.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, you got to behave. All right, guys. Well, let's jump right into our Wednesday show. Let's start with the NBA Cup that happened last night. The New York Knicks defeated the Spurs 124-113. That game was close for a long time. Matter of fact, Spurs led a big part of that game. The Knicks really kind of knocked it out of the park towards in the fourth quarter. They had 56 points in the paint. I think that was a big difference where Spurs only had 44 points in the paint. And also, this was another big deal, 59 rebounds for the Knicks to 44 for San Antonio. So definitely controlled the boards and inside play did the Knicks. Chris, your thoughts on this NBA Cup? Was it the second year for this, third year? How many years have they done this now?
I think it's third year.
Third? Okay.
So I think third year. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't watch much of the game. I did know that the Knicks were down. They made a comeback. Was able to win the game. I don't know, the whole NBA Cup thing just doesn't do a whole lot for me. I know that they do it to try to draw more interest into the regular season. I think they do it a little too early in the season myself. I mean, the teams play like 15 games, and then you start a tournament. So that to me that's kind of weird. I think I honestly, well, I think they should do, if you want to do an NBA Cup, get rid of the All-Star game and do the NBA Cup All-Star week. Do a tournament or whatever. If you want to do an in-season tournament, do that in place of the All-Star game.
That makes sense.
Is what I think they should do. But no, hey, Knicks played good. We know the Spurs have been playing some good ball. Knicks was able to battle back and get it. But I did hear the Knicks said today that they're not going to hang a banner in the arena for winning the NBA Cup. The other two teams that have won have hung a banner, so it'll be interesting to see. I bet you the NBA is going to give them a call. I bet by the end of the day or tomorrow they'll be coming back and saying they're hanging a banner, because I guarantee the NBA is calling and telling me, you're putting a fucking banner up there. We're trying to make this mean something, and you're spitting in the face of it because you're not going to put it. So I say the NBA is going to make them put a banner. So I bet you that gets reversed by the end of the day or by the morning. But I did think it was kind of funny that the team that won it don't care enough about it. They weren't even going to hang a banner. That kind of counterproductive to what the NBA is trying to do with it.
Yeah, Chris, I think that makes perfect sense to do that All-Star week. I think that makes a lot of sense, and you still could do a slam dunk contest or some other things to add on to it. But the All-Star game itself just sucks. So I think this would be, I think this would be a good idea. I like that idea a lot. Big Glenn, your thoughts?
A little bit surprised that the Spurs couldn't hold on to the lead at the end there. But man, New York is legit. They're definitely a contender, but as far as them not hanging the banner, that's that's so on brand for them, especially coming from James Dolan. Us being Pacer fans, we are pretty familiar with the New York Knicks organization over the years. That's so on brand, unfortunately, and they definitely should put up a banner because I might be the last one that they get for a long time.
So they ain't gonna get none in the regular part of the season, the main banner. So they better.
I mean, they might, but historically speaking, it hasn't looked well for them.
Yeah, that's true. And Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's in terms of the NBA Cup banner. Me personally, I could care less about this damn NBA Cup. And I say that only because of the fact for the NBA, it's a good thing. I mean, because it is a revenue generating thing, right? I get that. Don't keep me talking about the All-Star game because I'm not even all about this All-Star. If I could, I'd go back to the '90s All-Star game format and play it like that because I thought it was perfect. I don't know why they had to go and do all this craziness, but it's a younger crowd, new generation. I get it. We got to change. I understand, but I'm not a big fan of the cup thing. The Lakers got it last go around, or whenever they got it, and they didn't matriculate anything. They didn't like they went deep in the playoffs.
It was Milwaukee.
Was it Milwaukee? Okay, and they didn't get nothing. So
Milwaukee had it last year. Lakers got the first year.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. So I mean, either way, I mean, both teams, neither one of them did anything. So I mean, it's great, I guess, if you need a little bit of boost or whatever. If you don't think you're going to get an NBA final, whatever, I guess it's something you can hang your hat on. But hanging banners, I mean, whatever. I know the Lakers hung their banner, but I don't know. I mean, I really don't know too much about the way New York does business, so I can't really speak on that. But I did like that. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting though that Wembanyama's numbers weren't as normal numbers. I mean, I think he went 7 of 17, 2 of 7 at the 3-point line, and then he had
he's playing on a minute restriction as well.
Oh, is he on a minute restriction? Okay, I apologize there, but so for 25 minutes, I think that's what he played. It was a good game. Knicks got it. I think. I wonder if that's the case though. I wonder how would it turn out if Wembanyama would have played a full game minutes, 40 minutes or whatever. If that would have made a difference because they only won by 11. But I wonder if having him there longer would have made a difference.
Yeah, they like I said, led most of the game, and there was about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Knicks kind of took over the game, and like I said, they out physicaled them. I mean, they were just a lot more physical, and maybe that's when Wemba not being on the field or on the court. I mean, that could have been a part of it. Maybe, I don't know. Even though he's a big guy, but he's not a super physical guy.
I mean, Robertson and Towns combined for like 26 rebounds. I think Robertson had like 15. I think Karl Anthony Towns had like 11, if I'm thinking correctly. I mean, they were definitely hitting the boards, And Brunson and Onaboy, I mean, they were shooting the ball really nice. 25, I think, for Brunson and 28 or something like that for Onaboy, I think. And I don't think correct me if I'm wrong, did anybody on the Spurs even crack 20 points? I know a lot of them cracked between 10 to 15. I mean, there was a lot of double-digit points, but I didn't see anybody crack 20, which is interesting. But
all right, guys.
I think what they should do is if you want to do the round robin thing like they do right now, after about 15 games, 20 games, do your round robin thing like you do now. And then when you get down to your final 4 teams or whatever, that's All-Star week. That's do that as the All-Star game. You can do your damn slam dunk contest during halftime of one of the semifinal games, or your 3-point contest. Do it during halftime of one of the games. These NBA players don't care nothing about playing in the All-Star game anyway. They've tried putting up money as a prize to get them to play hard. They've tried everything to get them to play hard. Why not do your tournament then? I understand that way you got some teams that aren't getting the break, but really, how much of a break do they get in 3 or 4 days? Because most of them are doing media and everything else. So it would, to me, you have a couple teams that wouldn't get that break, but give them a couple of days. Give them when you on their schedule, give them a couple of days off before they start their second half of the season or something to give them a little time.
Yeah, how does this sound? Like maybe like on a Friday night, you start early and you do your 2 semifinal games on Friday. Saturday is your 3-point contest and your slam dunk, and then on Sunday you play the championship game. Make it like an all-star weekend.
I got an idea too. I say do similar to how the WNBA does their playoffs. Bring the top 16 teams in league overall. Bring them in over a week at a specific location, for example, Vegas, and have them play tournament games. Single elimination.
Okay.
But have it scheduled to where everybody's got a rest day in between.
All right.
So you got 1-8 on Monday, 2-7.
Okay. Yeah, that's something like that I think could work too. All right, guys, let's move on to some NFL. A couple of things in the news with the Miami Dolphins. They benched the quarterback Tua, which surprised me a little bit. Going to go with former Texas quarterback, right?
Ewers. Yeah.
Give him an opportunity. And then they also released a guy can pass rush. I think he's an outside linebacker, but also does some pass rushing, Judon. So I think that's kind of interesting moves. Jay, what's your take on this?
I'm sorry, I was reading Joe's comment. Say one more time, please.
What's your take on those moves that Miami made with Tua and Judon?
Oh, yeah. I kind of get the one with Judon because I feel like Miami is kind of in this limbo spot where I feel like they're in a rebuild mode or they're getting ready to go into rebuild mode. I don't know what their cap situation looks like. I haven't looked at their cap, but the Judon thing, he's a little older. I mean, he's not really going to help them. So I mean, that's fine. But Tua, now that one's interesting. And I'm pretty sure that, correct me if I'm wrong, that's probably, I don't think that's necessarily them benching him for a performance. I think that's just them benching him because they know the season is out of reach. So I think they want to see what they have in that depth. Probably they want to see what they have in Quinn Ewers going forward. So if they do want to move on from Tua, they have a reason to. So I think they want to see what Ewers has or what he can contribute. So I think it's a good move that they benched Tua to see what they have in Ewers because you're not gonna get into the playoffs. So why number one, and Tua is injury prone, so why not put him on the IR or not on the IR, but just put him on the bench and let Ewers come in, finish out the season, and see what you got in him. That way, you can prepare for next season and set yourself up. So the Ewers one, I get why they did that. The Judon, I get it too because I think that team realizes they don't have championship aspirations right now. So I think they're probably just cutting bait.
Yeah, and plus that gives Judon a chance. Maybe he can sign with a playoff team.
Yeah,
so it could be good for him. Big Glenn, your thoughts?
Honestly, not surprised that they made these two moves. One, obviously, they're out of the playoff hunt now with the loss at Pittsburgh. But I think Mike Banana's going to be let go as coach, so they probably made some maintenance roster decisions, and this is what I feel like they're trying to see what Quentin Ewers can do on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay. And Chris, your thoughts?
Judon will get claimed off waivers and end up on one of these playoff teams. It wouldn't surprise me if he don't end up probably maybe the 49ers because they could use another pass rusher, especially with the injuries they have on defense. So I'm sure one of these teams that are going to be in the playoffs is going to pick up Judon just for some depth. So I think he'll get picked up on waivers here in the next day or two once he clears the waivers, and he'll be on a team, probably play with a team the last week of the season and then be with them in the playoffs. With Tua, from the things, I kind of felt like what Jay had said about they just wanted to see what they have from Ewers. But after doing a little more research, I think they're moving on from Tua. I think they've been kind of sour on him because for one, his play hasn't been great on the field. And then for two, he throws his team every time he gets in front of a microphone, he throws a teammate or somebody under the bus. And then when they got beat the other night and officially got eliminated from the playoffs, he was the last one off the field and he was out there laughing and smiling and talking to the other team and stuff. I think that rubbed a lot of people with the Dolphins the wrong way as well. They're going to be taking a big cap hit because they still owe him like $99 million. It's like a $99 million dead cap hit, which would be spread out. I think next year it'd be like a $50 million hit on their team.
It's like 56, I believe. 56 million.
Yeah.
Tua
We've
got
seen
his
teams-
money, and pretty much he said, "Fuck it."
But we've seen teams take that hit. Like right now, the Broncos still have like a $40 or $50 million hit on a dead cap hit on their team from the Russell Wilson. The Jets have like a 50-something million hit from Aaron Rodgers last year on their dead cap. Jets aren't having no success, but look what the Broncos are doing. So I mean, there's ways you can try to figure it out and get around it. I think what they're hoping is they have something in Ewers, and they have a bridge quarterback right there that they can go with for next year, see what happens, and then if they have to get somebody, because the best thing for them would be Ewers being good, having a quarterback on rookie contract. That's going to give you money to build out the rest of your team. And if you're paying a quarterback a lot of money, so yeah, I think they're getting ready to go into rebuild. But yeah, I think Tua's out of Miami, and he might be done as a starter. Period. There might be a team out there that'll take a chance on him as a starter. And will he want to be a backup if there is no team that wants him as a starter?
Well,
It's crazy.
Before you go, Jay, I know exactly where he'll end up at. He'll end up with the Cleveland Browns.
Oh,
I don't think so.
I think so. Here's how this is. I mean, look how this. I was at this contract. This contract's crazy. So if they do a pre-June 1st cut, then they owe him $99.2 million, basically $100 million. If they do a post-June 1st cut, then they owe him $67.4 million in 26, with a $31.8 million in 2027. If they trade him, then it would be $45.2 million in 26, saving $11.2 million in cap space. I mean, and a lot of that is the guaranteed money. They give him a lot of guaranteed money, which is a big part of that cap. I mean, that's crazy. I honestly think he's there for 26, and I think they cut him in after 26.
And don't they have another quarterback on the roster? Is it the guy from used to be with the Jets?
Yeah, that's Wilson.
Wilson, yeah, he's there. He's there too. I'm surprised he didn't get an opportunity, but I guess Wilson's not real old himself, is he? I mean, he's pretty young too.
Mid-20s. Yeah,
So I mean, they may do that. Say, hey man, we're going to build the rest of our team, like Chris said, and go with those two young guys the next year and see what they can do. It makes sense. I mean, who do you think? Of course, Glenn mentioned Cleveland. I don't think that's a good fit. That's just me personally. I mean, is there a fit, Chris? What do you think?
To me, as a starter, no. But I've never been real high on Tua as a franchise quarterback. I guess you could say maybe Minnesota, because you got O'Connell, who has success with a lot of different quarterbacks. But I think J.J. McCarthy's starting to come into his own. So I don't think they're going to move on from him. And I was going to say maybe the Saints, but I kind of think the Saints might be comfortable going into next year with Shook, or however you pronounce his name, because he ain't been playing too bad. So honestly, I think he'll probably go somewhere with maybe a chance to compete for a starting job, or knowing that he's probably going to be the backup. I mean, hell, teams are always needing quarterbacks. So, yes. I mean, you never know. But on the top of my head, I don't see nowhere where he would go be the starter. I mean, unless would Pittsburgh want
him? Would he fit in with Arizona?
Or do I don't think he'd fit in Pittsburgh because he don't play good in the cold.
No, that's why I don't think he'd be fitting in Cleveland.
Yeah, I was thinking more. I was more of the Saints, because and a lot of it has to do with the cold, like you said. I mean, he does not do on the cold. I would say more the Saints, but like Gonzo said, they already have Shook, and he's looking like he's doing well.
Maybe Arizona, but I don't know if you're Arizona. I don't know if you want to go from one quarterback with limitations to another quarterback.
How about that? Yeah, yeah,
that's true.
Especially with Brissett actually playing pretty decently. I mean. And he's more dependable than what Tua would be. Like you said, just due to injuries.
Joe says Tua going to the Jets.
I could see that. Honestly, I could see that. I mean, that seems to be the trajectory for a lot of times.
Yeah, another big mistake that they would make.
Yeah, that organization is having its issues, and it has
Just
had
long
its
as-
issues for decades.
Just as long as it's not the Colts, I'll be fine.
Just as long as it's not the Colts. I mean, what, you didn't get enough of Anthony Richardson? You don't want Anthony Richardson
Hey, we
maybe
got-
with
we
a little
got-
bit better arm?
I've seen people on Facebook wanting Richardson to play this week.
Man, no.
I don't know what they're smoking.
No. No, you're doing good with having Rivers in there right now. And if you were going to go to somebody else, I would probably say Riley Leonard would be the one I would go with before I went with Richardson.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we don't need no pirate starting a quarterback. So.
Who's we? Your quarterback is Dak Prescott.
I'm not even going to entertain that, but go ahead.
Okay, Frankie, if you got any thoughts on before we move on the Miami benching of Tua and the release of Judon.
Yeah, Judon was a big one for me. I was really shocked on that one. I mean, he has good defensive presence. It's going to be real interesting to see where he goes. I hope he comes back home to New England. I really would admire. I wouldn't have a problem with him. Tua, on the other hand, I think this is more of a Miami already knowing that their season is over. After getting eliminated by Pittsburgh. So they're just going to come and see what Quinn Ewers can bring to the table as a future quarterback to that league. I don't think this is the end of Tua with Miami. I really don't. Just because he has such a big contract. For one, I don't think any team is going to take up on it. And two, I don't think any team is going to take up on the condition of his concussions that he's had in his short term of the NFL. But if he was to go to a team, I'm probably going to agree with Jay. I think he had to go to the Saints, or he's either going to go to the Saints or he's going to go to the Colts.
He ain't going to the Colts. I'm not letting him. All right, guys, let's move on. Got a new segment called What's the Problem and How Do You Fix It? And it's all NFL teams. And we're going to start off with Jay's team, the Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to let him start off. Jay, you're pretty much eliminated from the playoffs, 1% chance, so you're hanging by a little bitty thread. How would you fix the Cowboys?
How would I fix the Cowboys? I mean, I could give you the obvious answer. The easy answer was just get a new damn owner and let's start over. But that's not going to happen. So let's realistically look at this. What can we do? With the Cowboys? They don't have a lot of cap. Let's be honest. They don't have a lot of cap room to deal with, right? That's probably their biggest problem. Is they don't have a lot of cap room. They got to get Pickens under contract. They got another free agent they got to get under contract. I cannot remember which one it was. There you go. Thank you, Williams. They got to get Williams under contract, and both of them are going to want a good slice of the pie. So number one. They already got offensive needs. They got to get under contract in the offseason. Then you got a defense that secondary is horrible, and you don't really have a pass rush. Now, could you go out and get a Judon and see how he works there at the defensive end spot? That might be one option to see, because I don't think it's going to require too much money because he just got released. So he may be a cap-friendly deal they could bring in from a veteran defensive perspective. Also, they're going to have to rebuild through the draft. I mean, that's really going to be their biggest thing. How many? I think they have a couple. They have 3 or 4 draft picks. I think, they have 2 first rounders. I believe they got rid of one of them for what's his name. So they should have their first rounder, plus they should have Green Bay's first rounder, I believe. So they really need to look, and of course our second rounders. They really need to address the secondary a little bit more, and they need to address the pass rush. If I was Jerry, I would use my whole damn draft and just try to find the right defensive pieces to plug in, because really the offense is good. There's no issues with the offense. It really is that defense, secondary, and pass rush. Those are 2 weaknesses. So that's how I would say draft and try to maybe get Judon in free agency.
Do they still have 2 number ones? Or I thought they got rid of one of them.
They did get rid of one of them. They had one number one. I cannot remember which one they got rid of. I don't know if they got rid of the 27 pick or if they got rid of the 26 pick. That was first round. Because they had, I believe they had a 26. I think they had a 27, if memories.
Depending on what would be there, I wonder if it wouldn't be better off to try to trade that pick and get a couple of more picks.
Yeah.
Because they need so much on defense.
Yeah, I'd be all for that too. Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it's tough. You do need a pass rusher. That's very hard to find. So I don't know the answer there. And whether picking in the draft, I don't know if they can find one out of free agency. I don't know. I would definitely load up on defensive backs. They've got to hit. They got to hit on the draft. I mean, if they don't have a good draft, they're going to be in trouble. So they got to hit on the draft, and that's if they can get those two guys signed. I think Williams likes it there. I think Pickens likes it there. But I think Pickens you're really going to have to pay. So, we'll see. Chris, what do you think?
One thing that bothers me about Pickens, though, is he tends to give up on plays when things don't go his way. He's kind of pouts a little bit. He's a pouter. And that kind of bothers me with him.
He did that one game for maybe a half. It kind of looked like something was going on. I don't know. But that's the only time this year. And he's been really productive. So I wouldn't give up on him, at least not yet. Chris, your thoughts on how you fix Dallas?
Well, the only way to fix Dallas is to get him out of that trash-ass state, Texas. So you pull the semis in about –
I am not going to let him – he is not going to disrespect the state of Texas. Too many people fought their lives for our independence.
He can call Indiana trash. He can call Indiana trash all the time, but I can't call Texas trash.
I never said the state of Indiana was trash.
Yes, you have.
Well, then I apologize. Only Muncie is trash.
Okay, that's
the rest of Indiana. No, I'm kidding. I love everybody in Muncie. Never even been to Muncie, but when I go to Muncie, I'm gonna get some Munster cheese. I'm pretty sure they do that for Muncie.
No, our number one product is meth. So
yeah. Oh yeah, you don't want to know that, Jay.
They need to load those semis up like the Baltimore Colts did years ago and move to a new city.
To the Cowboys of Muncie. There you go.
To me, the main thing they got to fix their secondary.
Stop kicking people off the stream. Don't kick anyone off the stream again. Chris, can you continue with the beautiful story of how the Dallas Cowboys are trash again? Continue on.
No, if you want to say Dallas Cowboys are trash, I'm not going to fight it because right now we're not in the playoffs, right? Let's be honest, we're not in the playoffs. So if you want to say that, but you can't say the state of Texas is trash. That's a lot of disrespect to a lot of people who died for this state. Trust me. So I do get a little offensive about that. I do get just a little bit offensive about it. A little bit offensive.
Chris,
they gave their lives. 189 people died in the Alamo. Chris, you just sit there. Be nice. I apologize.
It's a damn shame that freaking Pee Wee Herman couldn't find his bike in Alamo, but that's another story for another day.
Glenn, stay in your lane, Glenn. Stay in your lane. You're doing a good job. Nobody's mad at you right now. Stay in your lane. You're good.
Okay, Chris.
No, I think they got defensively. They got to fix their secondary. I think that really hurts them, and then they need to probably get a edge rusher. I think that's the two main things that I would be looking at if I was the Cowboys.
Okay.
And on Pickens, if I re-signing him, all depends on how much money he wants. I wouldn't pay him a bunch of money. He had problems in Pittsburgh. That's why Pittsburgh shipped him off, because of his attitude and stuff he was doing. So I'd be a little leery of paying him a whole lot of money. I think they're going to try to franchise tag him, and I think that's going to cause issues.
Oh, yep.
Is what I think is going to happen, but we'll see.
Frankie, other than burning the whole state of Texas, how do you fix Dallas?
I honestly really don't like talking about the Cowboys or any team in the state of Texas. But since I am an analyst and a podcaster, I guess we have no choice but to deal with it. So whatever comes out of my mouth, just remember, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, it's fluent. All right, whatever comes out of my mouth is fluent. But in other words, listen, I think George Pickens is a perfect fit for the Cowboys. And I told Jay this a while back. I feel like, yeah, he has an attitude and shit. Excuse my language. But I feel like that's what Jerry Jones goes after. And if you remember, there's a bunch of players in the past and in the present that play for the Cowboys that are straight up assholes. And that just fits George Pickens with the Cowboys. Now, if they're going to give him the money, I don't think so, because, Jerry Jones always has the hiccup of giving people money. Look at what happened with Michael Parsons. Look at the longevity of what happened with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott alone on trying to get their money. So I don't think I agree with Chris. If he's going to get money, it's probably going to be a franchise tag, which is going to piss him off, obviously. But Jerry Jones, out of all people, is not going to care. Now, the one thing that the Dallas Cowboys should do, and I agree with you guys, is their defense. Like, your offense is totally fine. We've seen that. We see it on stats. We see it on papers. We see the numbers. Your offense is not the problem. It's the defense. Now, your defense has stepped up way much better since the trade deadline. And I feel like everybody here can agree with it because you added some important pieces to the puzzle that was needed. But you still got a lot to get done. And I'm not going to sit here and say, Cowboys are not going to make it next year or the year after that because the Cowboys somehow, some way always makes it to the playoffs. Now to a Super Bowl, on the other hand, listen, y'all can do whatever y'all want, Jay, but I feel like you guys are like the Jets when it comes to playoff times. And that's just my opinion. I'm sorry. That's just me. Like, you guys have the talent, but for some reason, you guys can't come over the hump for some odd reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like too much butterflies in the stomach, or if it's too much of we're down by this many points, so we got to rush it to get in, get back on top or whatever. But something's gonna have to change in that franchise, and I've been saying it for years and years. It's Jerry Jones. It will always be Jerry Jones. I feel like Cowboy Nation is finally opening their eyes and seeing it that it is Jerry Jones. It took Jay a long time to open his eyes, and he finally opened his eyes once he got more people around him, kind of like me, Chris, Logan, Tony. Like, we finally opened his eyes and said, listen, Jay, open your goddamn eyes. It's Jerry Jones. He's running the whole damn thing. He's been hiring a bunch of yes men head coaches. I mean, that's the problem. You don't have a GM. You don't have anybody that's actually looking at the stat sheets or anything like that. I mean, something has to change in that front office before anything changes on the player personnel field. I feel like that's what mainly has to happen. But other than that, I think George Pickens is a perfect fit for the Dallas Cowboys. As for the state of Texas, I'm joking. You can go ahead.
Hey, I got one more thing to add. Jay, how are you going to get mad that I called Texas a trash state when one of the things Texas is known for is their unique use of trash cans?
Especially Houston.
Oh,
Especially
Lord.
Houston.
Okay, Big Glenn, your take on the Cowboys.
Well, I got a good idea. If we're talking about moving Dallas, Texas, or the Cowboys, they should share the stadium with the Colts, so I can go all the games. That's why.
Oh, we don't need that.
That's just me being funny there.
What
Seriously,
the hell is wrong with you?
I figured to pull some funny stuff today. But anyways, to be serious,
I think we should move the Cowboys to California.
St. Louis Cowboys.
Yeah, that won't be too bad.
St. Louis is a good football.
Are y'all done? Are you good? You feeling good? You done?
But anyways,
you had your moment. You good?
Okay.
Like
you still would have
like Lance
you still would have your favorite team. You still would have the Texans.
Hey, are you done?
Yeah.
Asked you once. You didn't say nothing, so I'm asking you: are you done?
Oh, I'm definitely done.
You're done, Glenn? Okay.
Not as far as giving my opinion. They need to improve their defense, man. Like, and obviously get rid of Jerry Jones. So.
Okay.
I love how when Glenn, he has like I don't know how to say because I want to be completely nice, but it's like one day Glenn is like we on both teams. Today he's we with the Colts, but then saying they with the Cowboys. Tomorrow he's going to talk about the Cowboys saying we, and then we have a topic of the Colts. He's going to say they. It's really confusing to me. It's kind of like I don't know. One day you're heel, one day you're babyface. To me, you're both heel because you can't choose two teams. I want to ask you this, Glenn. Really, real talk right now. Real talk. We're gonna get this over with right now here on ESEN the Afternoon Show live at the 33-minute 40-second mark. If the Cowboys and the Colts were to face each other in the Super Bowl, Glenn, who are you picking to win the Super Bowl?
I take the Colts because I'll be homeless.
Oh no, I don't want no. Oh no. Oh my God.
That was the last straw. That was just the last damn straw.
He can never ever say we for a Cowboys again. I don't want to hear that you're a Cowboy fan. I don't want to see you celebrate no Cowboy wins. I don't want to see you get hyped on a Cowboys draft pick or a free agency pickup. I don't want to hear none of
that. Real quick, Joe was talking about leave Dallas and Texas. Don't mess with Dallas. Hey, they've been wanting some foreign teams. Won't we move Dallas to Italy?
There we go.
And Joe would be happy. Jay would be upset, but Joe would be happy. He goes to the Italy Cowboys.
He wants to get rid of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones go to Italy.
Yeah, get rid of him.
take them on a Tuscan vacation.
Okay, the next team was doing pretty well this year, and then they had some injuries, but they're in trouble as far as next year, and probably not going to make the playoffs. About 75-80% chance we're not going to make the playoffs. The Indianapolis Colts. Chris, how do you fix the Colts? They've got some issues coming into next year.
It's going to be basically the same position we was in last year. We got to figure out the quarterback position. It looked like we had it figured out for most of the season. Then he gets a broken leg and then pops an Achilles. So now we're basically back to square one there. Defensively, I mean, you're going to get the guys that are hurt back. So I mean, and our defense has been playing pretty well. Even I mean, look what we've done in Seattle with our top two corners out and DeForest Buckner out, which hopefully we get him back. I'm hoping he's back this week, but I haven't heard for sure if he will be. But no, I think the main thing is going to be they got to figure out the quarterback position, and then I mean that's the main thing. You got most of your other pieces there. You can strengthen up your defense. Another pass rusher on the defense would help. But I mean little tweaks like that. But the big thing again is going to be what are you going to do at the quarterback position, because Daniel Jones isn't probably realistically isn't going to be ready at the beginning of the season. So you got to decide if you're going to keep him and for when he's healthy, or if you're going to move on and try to pick up somebody. I think you might see some interest in I think they're going to reach out to San Francisco, see about Mac Jones. That wouldn't surprise me if we don't show some interest in him.
Yep.
But yeah, to me, the main thing is going to be what do we do at the quarterback position is going to be the main thing for try to get the Colts back in the right direction. I mean, we saw this year we had a quarterback in there that could run the offense and get us in the right plays. We seen what we could do, but we got to get a guy that can do that and stay consistent and hopefully stay healthy. And this year injuries have just kind of ravaged our season.
Let me ask you this, Chris. I agree with you about Mac Jones. I even have thrown out Mariota, guys like that. Do you think they would have any interest? I doubt it because of the amount of money in Kirk Cousins.
I wouldn't. The money's why I don't think so. I think if they could get him on a decent price, they would. Yeah. Especially if you thought Jones was going to be back, but I don't think they're going to pay. They're not going to pay him the kind of money that he wants or what he's making with his contract with the Falcons. I think that's why he's still with the Falcons, because nobody was going to pay him 50-something million. Nobody was going to take that money. Go ahead, Frankie.
No, all I was gonna say is that news came out today that Kirk Cousins is most likely not gonna go anywhere because Michael Penix Jr. is nowhere how do you say it? He's not where he's supposed to be with his injury update right now. So like, he's a little pushed back. So that means he's probably not gonna start the season next year, which means they're probably gonna stick around with Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins is gonna stay around with the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, Chris, I agree with you on maybe getting another pass rusher if we can. Always some offensive linemen. I mean, even though we got pretty good offensive line, you can always use offensive linemen to strengthen that up. Another idea, and I know it's going to sound a little crazy to you guys maybe. What if you say, hey, Phillip Rivers, get in shape, work on your arm strength? Like, because one thing he can do, he can get into the right place. He can't throw the ball down the field, but he's not in shape. I mean, do you maybe say, hey, Rivers, would you be interested in coming back next year, being our backup and maybe even the starter to start the season, get in shape? You've got a whole year. Do you think that would be a possibility?
I think maybe as a backup. I don't think Rivers would commit to being a whole season starter just because
I think that with Jones, the possibility of Jones coming back to be that starter to take his place once he was ready. Was my idea, just because one thing that you said and one thing he can do, he can get into the right place. He's an experienced quarterback, and I think he's a good presence on the team. Now, whether he can get good enough shape to play to win games, I don't know. He is almost 50 years old, 44, 45, whatever he is.
And he's fat.
And he is fat. That's one thing I did say, get in shape. I want him to be in better shape.
But he was never in great shape. Like he was never in the greatest shape when he when he played in the NFL before he retired.
That's true. Okay, Frankie, what do you think the Colts need to do to fix things?
I don't think they need to fix anything. Like I agree with everything what Chris said. Hold on. All right, go ahead. I agree with everything Chris said. I think the defense is fine. Your offensive line is fine. Your offense, all around. You got the weapons. You got the running back. You got the tight ends. It just comes down to the quarterback, honestly. And I agree with Chris. I feel like I did find that quarterback scenario in Daniel Jones. But I always told you guys since week one he was going to drop your happiness down. He was going to drop that happiness down, and it was going to happen at the perfect time. And the baby football Jesus, he gave it to me at a very good time.
Yeah.
So now I don't know what you guys are going to do now in quarterback. Are you guys going to bring back Daniel Jones on a franchise contract? Or you could go out there. You could get. I'm just spitballing here some names. Kyler Murray. Marcus Mariota, like Tony said, Russell Wilson, like Chris said he wanted yesterday. You can also go out and get Jameis Winston, right? I mean, you could go get Jameis Winston as well. Mac Jones,
Mac Jones.
Just
hell, if you're gonna do a mediocre quarterback, just go get Ryan Leaf. Put his ass in there too. Shit.
Matt Jones would be at the top of the list for me. That way we could have the Jones twins.
I think Mac Jones would be your best one. Out of everything that all the quarterbacks Frankie just talked about, Mac Jones would be your best. That would be your best option.
We get Mac Jones. We can still keep the Indiana Jones nickname going on.
Hey, you got that right, Gonzo.
You have two Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Don't ever disrespect Mac Jones like that. Don't ever. He has his own name, and it's Mac and Cheese, baby. It's Mac and Cheese.
All right. Okay, Big Glenn, your thoughts?
I tell you what, man. It definitely it's got to be the quarterback position. I don't want us going out and getting the old ass quarterback, because that would be awful. Philip Rivers maybe as a backup role, but I would only do that in emergency situations. I'm not sure if I want to re-sign Daniel Jones, honestly, just because the injury and the uncertainty all just around it in general. That's going to be a hard injury to come back from. So, because our line's good, our defense is good, we just got to figure out the quarterback. It's pretty much that simple. And I probably would say fire Ballard. So
he's never liked Ballard.
No, I can't stand his ass.
Okay, Jay.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that quarterback is your spot of weakness right now. Just mainly just due to injury, and really just you got to figure out. I think Anthony Richardson, is this contract up this year? Is it done, or has he got another year left on it?
I'm not sure, Chris.
I think this season would be his last season, if I remember right. Right, Glenn? Wouldn't this be his fourth year?
Yeah, I believe so, or his third. It's at least his third.
Yeah, I mean, at that point with Anthony Richardson, I would just cut bait with him.
This would be the last year of his contract. This would be his fourth season. This would be the year we have to decide if we want to extend him or not.
We ain't extending his ass.
Oh man, you know what though? Hey, the Colts did come out and say that the reason why they hadn't let him go was because they still felt like they could develop him. We'll see what happens to Anthony Richardson. I probably would just cut bait with them and let it go. Or if nothing else, sign him at the vet minimum because he's got a lot of work to do to earn that money. So no, I would definitely look for like a Mac Jones. If Daniel Jones, I don't know where he's at in his rehab or how long I know they said what 9 to 12 months. So you're gonna have to float Riley Leonard in there maybe to start the season if he's not ready to go. I don't know if you move on from Jones unless you think that he's not going to come back from injury or not come back good enough from injury. Yeah. And then maybe because like you said, I think Daniel Jones on a 1-year deal, right?
I think 1 year, maybe 1 year in an option, but I'm not absolutely sure.
Okay. Well, that's just something that the upper level's going to have to figure out. What are they going to do with Daniel Jones? And if they decide to move on from both of them and just keep Riley Leonard on the as your only quarterback and then I would go to the draft or I would go look at free agency, like they said, Mac Jones. But I think you also need to add some depth along that defense. So when you get players go hurt, you got some depth. So I think depth and finding out solidifying your quarterback. Everything else, like y'all said, is good.
Problem with the draft, there's no depth at quarterback in the draft this year, and the only quarterback there's only one quarterback that I would want, and he's not going to be there when the Colts draft. Like he's going to go probably top 2 or 3 picks.
Then maybe would you then? Well, you could do okay. So you have Riley Leonard for sure. If you go get Mac Jones, maybe do you keep Daniel Jones and just keep those as your 3?
Yeah. Now, see, the report I heard real quick on Daniel Jones, what I heard was 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
Is what I heard. So, I mean, he could be ready in September at the start of the season, but, how good is he going to be? Because it usually takes people longer, even though they're playing.
Well, yeah.
He's not going to be good, Tony. He's never been good. He's not a good.
Well, the problem for Daniel though is he did it to both of his legs in the same damn season. He cracks one leg and then tears the Achilles on the other. So I mean, he's kind of like, that man ain't nothing but rehab.
That's true. Chris, do you think maybe they give Anthony Richards a shot?
I don't know. I think they would have. I think he would have got his shot last week if he wouldn't have had that freak accident and broke his eye. I think he would have got. I think they would have played him and he would have got a chance to show what he could have done. Now I don't know if he'll get a chance. I think a lot of it's going to depend on who's available at quarterback and what they decide. But because if they bring in a guy like Mac Jones, I think they move off of. If they go get a guy like Mac Jones, I think they're going to move off Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson because they're not going to pay Mac Jones and Daniel Jones both starting quarterback money, and they'll keep Riley Leonard, and then they'll find somebody for a backup or for a practice squad or whatever they decide to do if they want Riley Leonard as the backup or if they're going to have him on practice. So I don't know. I kind of think Richardson's probably gone during the offseason. Is my feeling on it.
Do you think because he is on a rookie contract? I don't think nobody's going to take him. All right, I don't think anyone's going to take him. Do you think it's better for the Colts to step up and go up to Anthony Richardson, have a private one-on-one meeting with him, his agent, and just sit there and be like, listen, we see something different in you. We don't think that you're the quarterback that, we thought you were going to be for this franchise. But how about we put you in a different position? He is tall and he is buffy. So how about we put you at like a tight end or fullback or something like that? Like, let's put you in a different position. We want to have you on that field. We want you to have your dream to be a football player. Obviously, quarterback is in the situation. We already have a quarterback. So let's try and put you out in a different position. We've seen many players get drafted into the league as a quarterback, and before the season starts, they change it from quarterback to a receiver or even a special teams unit or anything like that. You think the Colts should do something like that? Step up the front office?
Oh, like a Taysom Hill.
Exactly.
Yeah, playing with tight end, and he also could do some wildcat.
That might not be a bad idea.
Cordell Stewart is the perfect.
I mean, that's why y'all brought him was for his athleticism. I mean, you wanted that athleticism. So
it
why
wouldn't
not?
be a bad idea, but I think the only thing that makes the Colts kind of leery about doing that and maybe haven't done it yet is he can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Or maybe because
he ain't been able to stay healthy at the quarterback. Every time he gets hit as a quarterback, he's hurt. So if you put him at another position carrying the ball or something, is his body going to be able to hold up?
The best availability is availability. Like Bill.
No, I agree. That'd be something to try with him. Or because I don't think there's going to be a lot of people that want him. If you can sign him to a cheap deal to be the backup, and then if you truly believe that you can still develop him, if nobody wants him, don't sign him to a big extension because nobody else is going to be interested in him. If you can get him at a team-friendly deal to be your backup and try to keep developing him, I wouldn't be against that, but I wouldn't pay him a bunch of money.
No. Next team, guys, the Kansas City Chiefs. They went from being in the Super Bowl about every year, now not in the playoffs, and injured Mahomes, who definitely I would think is going to miss time next year. Jay, how do you fix the Kansas City Chiefs?
Man, that's a team that really has to look into itself and see what it is they are, because right now you got a Travis Kelce that's basically almost out the door, if not out the door. I don't know what I've heard plans where they say he's going to step down. I don't know, but they need to figure out what's going on with Kelce first. And then Mahomes, you're probably not going to see him for 6 to 9, maybe get him back mid-season next year, right? With that ACL. I don't know how bad his ACL was. Did they say what grade it was? If it was 1, 2, or 3?
I hadn't heard.
Yeah, so there's a lot of unknowns with Patrick Mahomes' condition. I honestly think that they need to just kind of blow this team up and just restart over, man. They don't have a run game. Their tight end is old and just not playing like he used to. Your quarterback's on the IR. Why not take this year off or if not, and then maybe it doesn't have to be a full rebuild, but maybe a partial rebuild, and take this year and try to develop or try to get some other pieces in there for Patrick. But they definitely need to hit, if not a full reset, they need to hit a partial reset and start getting some of this figured out.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I don't think they're terrible at the wide receiver position. I think they're okay there. They're decent. Again, Kelce, I kind of agree with you. I think he's probably going to be done. He hasn't been the same this year or even not great last year. And that other tight end they have, I think his name's Gray. He's not a bad tight end. He's decent. So running game's the main thing. They gotta get a running game. They needed it for Mahomes, and they're definitely going to need it for who the other quarterback is. Their defense is not horrible. It's not what it was. So again, you got to try. To me, you got to try to stockpile draft picks, and you got to hit on your picks and try to rebuild it a little bit. The key is, I would say the guy that they would go after if I was them. I mean, already mentioned for the Colts, Mac Jones. I think would be a perfect fit for the Kansas City Chiefs. Whether he's available or not, I mean, I bet you San Francisco's going to try to hang on with him for dear life. But Frankie, what do you think?
Honestly, I'm just sitting here and I'm actually happy at this moment. I don't think I'm not trying to change my attitude towards it. I'm going to enjoy this moment of not seeing the Chiefs in the playoffs. I'm going to enjoy this moment of not seeing Patrick Mahomes play. Obviously, I'm going to mind you right now, I'm not happy that he's injured. I don't pray that on anyone unless your name is Kevin Durant. But I'm going to enjoy the fact that he's not there because, we're finally going to see other teams get up and get a chance. The healing, recovery, and all of that process did come out today that it's going to be a maximum of 9 months of not seeing Patrick Mahomes. All right, so
yeah.
It didn't say 6 months, 8 months. No, it's at 9 months. So guaranteed.
And that's with no setbacks.
Yeah, with no setback, exactly, Jay. So we'll probably see him September, hopefully October. But I agree with you guys. Honestly, I mean, you're gonna have to get a new quarterback. I don't think they trust in Gardner Minshew, obviously. So you got to go get somebody else. If you want to keep him as a backup, as Gardner as a backup, that's totally on Andy Reid's point. But other than that, you got to get a tight end as well because I believe this is Travis Kelce's last year. And you got to get a better running game, like Jay said. You have no running game. Like Isaiah Pacheco, trash. Kareem Hunt, you're only using him for your red zone. I mean, I don't know. When your quarterback is your leading rusher, that's bad. And you can tell it right now. He was your leading rusher, and what happened? He was rushing, and he tore his ACL because you don't have a run game. So a lot has to change in that front office to get this thing going and turn back around. I think the defense as well. I heard somebody say that they don't think the defense is not that bad. I think it was you, Tony, that said the defense isn't that bad. I think the defense is terrible. I think their defense has been terrible the last 2 years. They only had one big name on that defense, and it's Frank. I think his name, right? Frank Clark, whatever his name is. Am I right? Am I wrong?
No, Jones.
Jones.
It's Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. Yeah, that's the only. Look, that's the only name that is big on that defensive side of the ball. I don't think they have any other top big defender on that side. So they got to change everything in that system and get it back to the way they were. Wide receiver part, I don't think they need to change much. You got Xavier Worthy, you got got Rashee Rice. You also got Taquan Thornton, who's actually a good receiver. I know because we drafted him, so he's actually a good receiver for the deep threat. I think the wide receivers is good. You just need your offensive line. You need a substitute quarterback for next year until Patrick Mahomes is ready. You need a new tight end, which I think I think what the Chiefs should have done is what Philly did with Jason Kelsey. They should have had Travis Kelsey go out and find his own replacement for the future. That's what Jason and the Eagles did. They let Jason go out and scout and get his own replacement as a center, and he brought him in. I think that's what the Chiefs should have done. They should have said, "Hey, Travis, when you feel that your time is up, we want you to go out and do us some scouting and let us know who you think will be a perfect fit for this offense for Patrick Mahomes to take the reins over from when you're gone." I think they need to do that route, and they need to fix defense. Because Steve Spagnuolo, you got a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
There should be no way that the defense is this bad when you have a great defensive coordinator in Steve Spagnuolo. So the defense need to change as well.
Okay. Chris, your thoughts?
I think the main thing. I mean, now don't get me wrong. Now they got to worry about quarterback because you're not going to have Mahomes. But I don't think they're as far as away as a lot of people. I think their biggest problem this year, for one, they're getting a little older, so they do got to get a little younger. But their biggest problem to me, and some people are going to think I'm nuts, is going to be their play calling. I know everybody loves Andy Reid, and Andy Reid's a great coach, but they run the ball like 38% of the time, which is like 28th in the NFL. They never try to run the ball, so defenses know you don't have to worry about stopping the run. They just drop play zone, and try to keep everything in front of them. So to me, the big difference this year between the Chiefs and last year was last year they could run the ball a little bit better and discipline. This year they're one of the most penalized teams there was, and it really cost them in close games. Almost all their games have been one possession games. Last year they won all those. This year they've lost them, and a lot of that's due to penalties. Penalties and not being able to and not to me it's not as much not being able to run the ball because I think they can run the ball. It's choosing not to run the ball is the problem for me, because like Frank said, when they get the ball to Kareem Hunt, he ran the ball pretty damn good, especially short yardage on the goal line. Like when they do give Hunt carries, he's produced. He don't get very many attempts. None of the running backs get very many attempts. So I think that's really hurt him, is choosing not to run the ball and basically becoming one-dimensional, just trying to beat everybody throwing the ball. And then you add the not being disciplined and getting all the penalties on top of that, you start losing those close games that you were winning.
Yeah, they were 11-0. They were 11-0 last year. 11-0 last year in one-score games last year. I think this year they won one or two.
I love that Chris mentioned the play calling. Can anyone right now, I know it, but can anyone right now tell me who their offensive coordinator is? I know the answer.
Hell no.
Matt Nagy.
Exactly. Matt Nagy, the former Chicago Bears head coach, who was so trash. Like, if you remember when he was coaching the Bears, they did the same scheme. They did not run the ball really well. And all they did was passing. That's what ruined the Bears. And now they got Ben Johnson. The Bears look totally different. You bring Matt Nagy as an offensive coordinator to the Chiefs, and look what happened. A whole 360. I swear to God, if Matt Nagy keeps that job by the end of this season, something like I think Andy Reid need to get smacked in the face with those cheeseburgers instead of putting them in his mouth.
Big Glenn, your thoughts?
Yeah, they got a lot of freaking issues to figure out. We know Travis Kelsey, one of the greatest tight ends in NFL history.
Whoa.
I said one of the greatest. I didn't say the
Don't
greatest.
even put him as one of the greatest. No.
Stop that hate, Frankie.
No, you can't say one of the greatest, because when you say one of the greatest, I expect like he's dropped passes, he's bouncing passes off his chest that's getting intercepted. He's not producing any type of way. You cannot be considered one of the greatest just because you won Super Bowls. No.
We all know who the greatest tight end of all time is. My twin brother, Tony.
Yeah,
my twin brother, Tony
Gonzalez.
My twin brother. That's the greatest of all time.
Absolutely, man. I think
I know. I said not to kick people off the stream, but can we kick people off the stream for that stupid comment?
I know who the greatest is. I just had to say that to get Frankie going.
Yeah, Gronk.
I would have to.
Gronk is in there too.
I would have Tony Gonzalez ahead of Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, I would.
I don't disagree with
that. Travis is definitely top 10, is what I'm trying to say.
He's top 10. I agree with that.
Yeah, but I'm not saying like he's like number 2, number 1.
I think he's top 5, but I think the top 2 is Gronkowski and Tony Gonzalez.
Absolutely. I ain't on those silly shit. But
And Chris,
anyways,
who's number one? Who's number one? You better say it right. Who's number one?
Number one, you got to go with Gronkowski.
Oh, come on. You had to say Tony Gonzalez. What the hell's wrong with you? Keep it in the family. Shit.
Hey,
I mean,
I had people believing that he was my uncle there for a while, which is hilarious because we don't even spell our last names the same.
But yes. But back to the Chiefs.
Hey, you should go. Man. You should go stand next to. No, you should go stand next to him, take a selfie, and say all the good stuff went into him and all the crap went into me. And then,
well,
and
I didn't want this being known live. I didn't want this going live out to the world, but I want everyone to know that Tony actually came up to us and told us that his real son, Chris Gonzalez, is an NFL player. He's a quarterback for the New England Patriots. That's his real son, the real Chris Gonzalez. So I don't know who this imposter is down here.
Yeah.
my thing with the Chiefs though is they gave up 34 sacks. Patrick Mahomes got 34 sacks for 193 yards lost, and the opponent gave up, or their defense got 27 sacks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like the offensive line definitely needs to be looked at a little bit. You know, I know they gave up Tooney to Chicago, that one guy they had. But I would probably look at that offensive line too, you know.
And to finish up my thought on the Kansas City Chiefs before I got interrupted by the tight end question, I feel like they got a lot of issues to figure out and stuff. You know, we know Kelsey's going to be out, you know, retiring, which is completely understandable at his age and everything. So it's one of those kind of things that they got issues to figure out. I'm not sure if they can get back to the Super Bowl next year. I think it might be a little bit. It might take another year or two. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I had just chimed. I apologize. You went by like 2 or 3 minutes on the time of you were allowed to talk, and so I thought you were good. My bad.
He did get interrupted though.
Yeah,
he did. I'm sorry. My bad. Totally hate that.
Hey, before we move on to the next team, I gotta tell a quick story. My dad had everybody where we worked at Delaware Machine believing that I believe if I remember the guy's name, he played for the Texas Rangers. I believe his name was Edgar Gonzalez, and he had everybody believing that was his son, and a bunch of people believing that was his son, and they didn't speak to each other because guys were asking, "Well, can you get me an autograph?" He said, "No, we don't speak to each other. We had a falling out." But he had everybody. He had a bunch of people. Any new person that came to work there, my dad had believing that his son played for the Texas Rangers.
You know, knowing you guys how you guys are personally, it doesn't. You know, your family doesn't surprise me that they would do something like that, which is funny.
I'm just saying that the man is 4'11". His dad was probably what, 5 foot? Tony, how tall was your dad?
About 5. What, Chris? About 5'4", 5'5".
You asking Chris? He's like, Dad, I ain't see Grandpa in like 12 years.
Oh, yeah, I thought Grandpa was taller than that. I thought Grandpa
5'6".
was
No taller than 5'6".
I was gonna say 5'6", 5'7", because I thought he was a little taller than what I am.
I know my mom was about 5'2".
Yeah, grandma was.
I'm just saying. So if, in my mind, I'm thinking like, look, if Tony got on his dad's shoulders, they might equal the height of Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Hey, we have some family members. We have some people in our family that's over 6 foot.
Yeah, we do.
Are they genetically related or adopted? No, they're genetic?
No, they're genetic.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, guys, let's move on.
My dad had me believe that Victor Cruz was my cousin for a long time. I'm not, that's not even a joke. I'm serious. Like, he's Puerto Rican. He does the salsa and everything. His last name's Cruz. I'm over here. I'm a young teenager, so I'm
Frankie's running around doing salsa
dances.
Like,
yeah, I'm telling my friends and shit like, oh, yo, Victor Cruz is my cousin, y'all. Nah, I came to find out it's not.
Guy I went to high school with, he was Michael Finley's nephew.
Yep.
And Michael Finley, because you know how NBA players get all those shoes. Every time he got done with a pair of shoes, he would send them here to Muncie to his nephew. So his nephew always had a brand new pair of shoes that just came off an NBA player, like from actual games and shit. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, we got a guy from Muncie that played for New England football. He's got some rings. Brandon Gorn. He's got two or 3 rings. Yeah, I know at least 2.
I think 3. I think 3 with New England.
Yep. Okay, guys.
He was actually in some of the commercials with Tom Brady.
Yes, he was. Next team up, Cincinnati Bengals. Jay, How do you fix the Cincinnati Bengals?
Well, you could probably start with not paying your number 2 wide receiver like a number 1. And I'm saying, like, basically, you should probably have, you got to pay him, so you probably had to trade. I would have traded Higgins. I would have got some draft picks. I know I would have given him an offer. He probably would have rejected it. You could either tagged him, or you could have went and got picks and got somebody out of the draft. So I think the first thing they got to do is figure out this cap situation, because they ain't got no money for defense. They're going to lose Hendrickson. I mean, really, in all honesty, if you take Burrow, Chase, and Higgins away, what do you really have with this team? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in my mind, I think Cincinnati is number 1. I think they need a GM. I think that's probably where you start. Zach Taylor, I don't know. I like Zach Taylor. He got him to the damn Super Bowl. I still think he's a good coach. I just don't like the way they're doing their business side of it, and how they're paying their players, and how they're and where they're putting their money on the team. So I think this team is in desperate need of a reset. Honestly, keep Burrow and maybe in Chase, but I think you got to really start looking at this is a teardown.
Dallas is getting ready to do the same thing. They're getting ready to give George Pickens all that money, and they're going to be paying 2 receivers number 1 money.
Oh, I agree, and I wish they wouldn't, and I wish they wouldn't. I like George Pickens, but yeah, paying 2. We don't have the money. I mean, Dallas doesn't have the money any more than anybody else has the money, and I think that Dallas would be better off getting a receiver in the draft or whatever than paying Pickens, because you're going to have to pay somebody, and somebody's going to get left in the cold. I don't know if they have enough. I don't think they have enough money to pay, both of those guys, Williams and Pickens. So
you guys probably gonna think I'm crazy, but if it wasn't for Pickens' attitude, I think Pickens is better than the other receiver.
Yeah, I mean, if you could take CD's heart and put it inside of Pickens, yeah, you probably have a really badass receiver.
I don't think it's even his heart. I just think it's his head.
Yep, I think it's his head. I think it's a head case.
Could be. Yeah.
Chris, what would you do to fix the Bengals?
Light a match and burn everything down. Honestly, I think the Bengals' biggest problem is their owner. And as long as what's his name, Brown? I can't remember his first name, but Brown.
Yeah.
As long as he's still around, they're going to make these stupid decisions. And I think what's getting ready to happen, I think you're getting ready to have another Carson Palmer situation, and Joe Burrow is going to force his way out of there and threaten to retire, or maybe retire like Carson Palmer did. I think we're about ready to get a replay of the Carson Palmer situation in Cincinnati, because I think Burrow is unhappy there and wants out. And you know how that owner is; he's going to stand his ground and not let him out, just like he did with Palmer. So I think things are going to get pretty ugly there in Cincinnati. But I think that owner is a lot of the problem, because I think the owner has overruled the GM in some of the roster decisions, and I think that's a big reason why Cincinnati's in the situation they are. Not that I'm saying that GM is the best GM, but I think he's been kind of handcuffed by the owner. I think the owners overruled him on some decisions, and I think that's why the Bengals are in the situation they're in. But yeah, they got to get a lot more talent on defense. They don't have very much talent on the defensive side of the ball right now, and it wouldn't surprise me if they're in a new coach, new GM, new everything there.
That's what I think. I think there'll be new management completely other than the owner, unfortunately. I kind of agree with Jay. It may stir up some stuff, but I think you could free up some money. You get rid of Higgins. I think you could get something for him. That's what I would do.
It's hard to get rid of him now, though, because didn't they just sign him to that big deal?
Yeah. I don't know if anybody would take him.
Well, somebody that needs a wide receiver 1 would probably take. I mean, because you're going to have to pay a wide receiver 1 money no matter what. And if they can work out a deal with Cincinnati that maybe Cincinnati absorbs a little bit of the hit, and then they take, maybe they could do it that direction.
Yeah, but their big problem is money in the cap. They got to be careful what kind of deal they do, or it's not going to help them.
Yeah. And Joe, I know Joe was saying if we release Trayvon Diggs, we could use the money to sign Pickens. You're right. If it's if you release Higgins before June 1st of 2026, then it'll be a 5.88 cap hit. If you release him after June 1st, it's like a 2.88 cap hit. So I probably would release him and say that, and because I mean, honestly,
Higgins has to have. Higgins
He's
has to
talking
have
about
a lot
I think he's talking about
bigger cap hit than that.
no, I was talking about Trayvon Diggs.
You said Pickens, but
No, did I say Pickens? I meant
you
Diggs.
you said
Higgins. That's why I'm confused. Like, wait a minute, Higgins has a lot bigger cap hit than that.
No, I meant Trayvon Diggs. I thought I said, but either way, Trayvon Diggs.
The problem with that is, yeah, you could release Diggs, pay Pickens all that money, but what's that do to help your secondary?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
No, I'm not saying
that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Yeah, I knew you weren't saying do that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh, it wouldn't. No, what would it do? It wouldn't do anything. Honestly,
yeah,
we need.
You're in the same
secondary help.
You're in the same position you are now.
We need secondary help, and we need a pass rusher. That's what I thought.
God.
You know,
Cowboy fans are like, Jerry Jones is not all about you. This was about the Cincinnati Bengals. Where did this go to turn back into the Dallas Cowboys?
What would you do to help out the Bengals there?
Oh my Lord! There's a reason why I brought this comment up and then took it away like I am right now. Nobody cares about Trayvon Diggs or the Dallas Cowboys or what's going to happen. This is a segment about what will happen or what will we do with the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, that time has come and it's gone, Jay and Joe. All right, but the thing what I would do with the Bengals, you can't do nothing, Tony. You really can't do nothing. You're in a pickle right now. You gave so much money to Joe Burrow. You gave so much money to T. Higgins. You gave so much money to Jamar Chase. There's really nothing you can do. You're stuck with this situation for the amount of time that you gave them. And then on top of that, you got a defensive guy who literally was the defensive player of the year last year in my eyes, or obviously in everyone's eyes because he had defensive player of the year, who really didn't play much this year. And then you gave him money anyway for not even playing this year. So like Chris said, the owner is what's really ruining this franchise. There's not much the Bengals can do, and it's really sad because they're just gonna point fingers, and the head coach is gonna get fired, the GM's gonna get fired, they're gonna get blamed for the lack of winning and everything like that. And then what's gonna happen next year? They're gonna get a new coach, they're gonna get a new GM, and it's gonna be a rebuild type of thing because it's just a whole circle of hiccups that the Bengals have put themselves in because they gave too much money to too many people that are always hurt and not on the field. There's nothing you can do if you're a Cincinnati Bengal fan. All you got to do is sit through the pain and watch what's going on right now. And it sucks because Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. T. Higgins is a great wide receiver. Jamar Chase, great wide receiver. Like this team, this franchise, they deserve more. It's not long ago we've seen this team in the Super Bowl. So I mean, it just comes down to health with these guys, and it comes down to the owner. I mean, I don't want them pointing fingers and blaming the head coach and blaming the offensive coordinator and blaming the defensive coordinator and blaming the GM. It's none of them. No, it's the owner paying so much money to these guys that literally can't stay healthy on the field. So there's nothing they can do. Tony is what I'm saying. Is they're in a pickle, and that's it. They can't do nothing besides sit through it and hope for the best.
Hey, I'll tell you real quick how we fix the Colts. We go to the Bengals and we get Joe Burrow.
Okay,
Chris, are you kidding me right now?
Joe Burrow wants out of Cincinnati. Let's bring him to Indianapolis.
Chris, I just yelled at Jay for mentioning.
I know that's why I said that.
Don't worry, Jay. I'm not no favorite here, Jay. And he's gonna get the same thing. This is about the Cincinnati Bengals, and nobody bringing up the Colts. That has gone and came. All right, nobody cares. You're gonna end up with Russell Wilson and deal with this, Chris.
God.
Hey, Frankie, who's the worst owner, Jerry Jones or the Cincinnati Bengals owner?
Honestly, they're like the same. Right now, they're like the same. I can't. If we're gonna put it into perspective right now, it's got to be the Cincinnati Bengals owner right now, because at least Jerry Jones made some moves and did something. The Cincinnati Bengals owner isn't doing nothing besides sitting there laughing, collecting money. Like, oh my God, T. Higgins got a concussion again. Oh wait, Joe Burrow hurt his ankle. Okay, that's cool. Fans, come on in. We'll come see our backups. Stupid.
Okay, Big Glenn, your thoughts?
They need a whole new defense. They need a whole new owner, but that's not going to happen. That owner's awful. So they pay too much money to their top guys. That's not on the field all the time. So they got a lot of issues to figure out. I kind of agree with Gonzo as far as saying they need to burn the whole place down, pretty much. Almost.
Okay, guys, let's move on real quick to our last thing. Top 10 best centers in NBA history. Let Chris go first. Who do you think's number one on the list?
Oh man, it's hard because most of these lists they act like the older guys never played in the league, and they go with newer guys. Best centers, I'm gonna go. Even though they probably ain't gonna have number one, I'm gonna say Wilt.
Wilt Chamberlain is number one. And I will give you guys one because you're probably not gonna guess him because he is a real old time player from the 1940s and 50s. At number 9, they got George Mikan.
Yeah, I would. That's exactly who I was going to say.
Okay,
You miss watching them, don't you, Tony? You miss watching them growing up.
Yeah, I do. Let's go, Frankie. Frankie, who do you think number 2 on the list is?
Oh man. I don't even know if he's a center, but I'm just gonna say it. Bill Russell.
Bill Russell
he
is on the list. He's number 5. Okay. Jay, who do you think number 2 is?
Yeah, he should have been number 1 in my opinion, but I feel like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem is number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt like he should have been 1. I mean, Kareem was such an amazing specimen.
Number 3, Big Glenn.
Shaquille O'Neal.
No, Shaquille O'Neal is not number 3. I'm gonna give you number 10. Number 10 was Yao Ming.
Damn, Yao Ming is number 10?
Yao Ming was number 10. Chris, who do you have at number 3?
Oh, let me think. Shaq was going to be my next one, and he's not 3, which kind of.
Yep, Shaq's not 3.
Olajuwon. He probably ain't.
Correct.
See,
next time you say his name, say it with some love. Okay, don't say Olajuwon.
I wouldn't. Yeah, because
give him some love.
3. I wouldn't have him at 3.
Apparently, you don't put a lot of stock into a guy that had the MVP of the finals. Hold on. He did something that nobody else has.
I would not have him ahead of Shaq.
Done though. He had all the titles in 1 year. In 1 year.
He didn't have all the titles. Jordan had all the titles.
He had what I'm saying is he's the only player in NBA history to have ever won the MVP final, the league MVP, defensive player of the year. All 3 of those same year. You know how hard that is to capture all 3 of those?
I'll did it last year.
I'll give him a cookie for that, but he's still not better than Shaq.
Oh no, trust me, he
don't
need
a
cookie.
chip raisin.
Okay, Frankie, who do you think number 4 is?
Mutombo.
Believe it or not, Mutombo did not make the list.
What?
No, did not make
What
the
you
list.
said? You got upset because Yao Ming wasn't on the list. Now you're gonna get upset because Mutombo's little finger wag wasn't on the list. What are we doing?
Big Glenn, who do you think number 4 is?
First of all, Jay, I was surprised that Yao Ming was number 10 because I feel like he should have been a little bit higher. But since you want to say that, I'm glad he's number 10 because he's a Houston Rocket. I feel like no Houston Rockets center should be in the top 10 because all Houston Rockets centers are ass. How about that, Jay?
Glenn, number 4.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a tough one. I feel like Dwight Howard can make the list.
No, Dwight Howard is not on the list. I'm gonna give you guys number 4. Number 4 was Shaquille O'Neal. Of course, we already said 5 was Bill Russell. Who's number 6? Who's missing, guys? We got number 6, 7, and 8 left.
Joe says David Robinson.
David Robinson is number 6.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking with David Robinson.
I was
either thinking David Robinson or Moses Malone.
I think Joe is just cheating right now because he's not on the stream. I think he's just looking at Google's top 10.
Moses
centers.
Malone is number 7. We got one left, guys, on the top 10. Then I'll give you the whole list.
Jack Sigma.
Nope.
It's probably gonna be Joker.
Tim Duncan.
Nope. Duncan didn't make the list.
Because they consider Duncan a power forward.
Yeah.
What about Joker? Joker wasn't on that list?
Nope.
Monty Bull.
I'm going to give you guys a hint. Eastern Conference.
Patrick Ewing.
Yep.
There, yep.
Number 8. So here was
Jay's
the list.
a true Knicks fan. Jay just proved he's a true Knicks fan. He got that right away. He got
Whatever.
that right away. What'd you say, Eastern?
No, you know why I knew that? You know why I knew that? Because when the Rockets won in 95, when the Legion won, hit the game-winning 3-ball, it was over, Patrick Ewing. Take that one, Frankie. Take that shit.
Number
He
10
couldn't do
was
that again. He couldn't do that.
Relax,
over Shaq,
Jay.
number 10 was Yao Ming. Number 9 was George Mike, and of course he played in the 40s and the 50s. 8 was Ewing. 7 was Moses Malone. 6 David Robinson. 5 Bill Russell. 4 Shaquille O'Neal. 3 Hakeem Olajuwon. 2 Kareem. 1 Chamberlain.
Joe just admitted he cheating.
Chris, your top 3. Who you think it should be?
Basically what they have, except I would switch out Shaq. I would put Shaq in the top 3 over Olajuwon.
There we go.
Okay. My top 3, I would have Kareem at 1, Wilt 2, O'Neal, Olajuwon, either one at 3. That's pretty close. But it's
No. You pick one right now. You pick one right now.
No, if you want me to be I'll be completely honest. Number 1 should be Chamberlain. Number 1 should be Kareem. Number 2 should be Chamberlain. In my opinion, I'm old as dirt. Number 3 should be Bill Russell.
I like that.
I mean, in all honesty, but a lot of people don't give Bill Russell, a whole lot of credit.
Because Bill Russell was bullying white boys at the time.
Well, that's kind of true.
I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I agree. I kind of with Tony's top 2. Honestly, I'll go with. I'll go Kareem Abdul-Jabbar number 1, Shaq at number 2, and I'll put Will at number 3. Honestly, and it's no disrespect to Olajuwon. Honestly, I know I mess with Jay a lot, but Hakeem Olajuwon he is a good center. He was a good basketball player, but I feel like my top 3 will be Kareem, Shaq, and Will. Lakers, baby, Lakers.
Okay, what about you, Jay?
Yeah, no, I think Jabbar, like I said a minute ago, Jabbar should be number 1. I got Olajuwon at 2. No, excuse me. Yeah, I got Olajuwon. No, I got Olajuwon at 3. I forgot. I had Wilt Chamberlain at number 2. So I had Jabbar, Chamberlain, Olajuwon. And a lot of people don't realize is Olajuwon, a lot of your modern day players that are playing the center position right now are trained by Olajuwon. They're not asking Shaq to go do it. They're all going to Olajuwon, to include Wembanyama. They're all going to him to be trained on how to be a big man down low. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You got to put some weight on Olajuwon. I feel like Olajuwon gets disrespected a lot of times in that category.
No, but you know why, Jay? Is because Shaq is so well known and famous for what he does.
I'm tracking.
He has other jobs. You know, he's an analyst. He's a play-by-play person. He's a DJ.
He's more famous.
But think about it like this. How old do you think Shaq was when he picked up a basketball?
Probably like 6.
Yeah. You know, Olajuwon was probably like 20 when he picked up a basketball. 20. Bill Finch went into Africa, pulled that dude out of Africa, brought him to U of H, said, "Hey, here's a ball, put it in hoop." And that dude went on and mastered it to the point where he almost beat Michael Jordan and when they played Carolina in the final game, right?
Listen, Jay.
I forget what year that was. Early 80s.
Shaq never touched a basketball until the Blue Chips movie when he got recruited to that team. He was in a whole different country.
You hush your mouth.
He got recruited by Nick.
You hush your mouth. Yeah. You hush your mouth. You hush. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do the one-up game. We're not going to do the one-up game. We'll be here all day.
Down in New Orleans.
Damn
toddlers. Do you know why Hakeem Olajuwon is really good? Because he was an African boy shooting rocks inside a crate. He never missed. You know what's interesting?
You know what's interesting though is he was actually a damn soccer player too. Could you imagine him playing soccer at 7 feet tall?
Yeah.
But that was actually his first sport. His first sport was soccer.
Of course, because that's a European thing. Like,
for sure.
It's all soccer.
But I think the soccer is why he had such good footwork, or helping him get good footwork.
Big Lynn, your top 3.
My top 3 would be Kareem, Wilt, and Shaq.
Okay. Well, guys, David Robinson at 6. Why doesn't he get more love?
I think it's the guys ahead of him, honestly.
I think it's that, and then the fact that Tim Duncan was on his team for a long time, and you have a lot of people that view Tim Duncan as a center, even though there's the league views him as a power forward. You had a lot of fans that viewed Duncan as a center as well. So I think that kind of hurt Robinson.
Okay.
I can see that.
All right, guys. Real quick, I'll go ahead and just mention this. Boxing big show Friday night. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. He's finally going to fight somebody. I think Joshua will knock him out. There is some because Paul is going up to heavyweight. He's going to try to weigh about 220. Joshua's not allowed to weigh over 245. They didn't put that in. That fight's going to be 8 p.m. on Netflix, and it's it from Miami. Also on the card, Anderson Silva versus Tyron Woodley. Two UFC guys going to box. So that's again Friday night on Netflix.
If you like Jake Paul, you better watch this Friday night because this might be the last time you ever see him fight. Because
he about to get knocked.
He might get his damn head knocked off.
Yes.
He about to go 9-9.
Yes, he's finally fighting somebody, and not only fighting somebody, he's fighting some big son of a gun because he's like 6'6", 6'7". Joshua is.
And
you know that guy got a reach.
And what's
Hey, I still feel like that Tyson fight wasn't like really a fight. I feel like Tyson gave him that one. I still feel like Tyson would have killed him in a real fight. I don't know, man. The whole Jake Paul thing. Am I the only one that feels uneasy about that win against Tyson?
It was an exhibition. It wasn't even a real fight.
Tyson don't have the fight in him anymore.
Yeah.
He's not. Once he got all the money and everything, it kind of changed for him, and that was a big payday for him. I know he said he was going to go after him for real, and he's not a young guy, so he may not have had it in him.
I don't know. Something when Tyson's manager died, part of Tyson died with him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
he was the only guy I cared about.
Plus, Saturday night you have the big event here, and it's actually in Indiana. You have the Real American Freestyle. If you're a wrestling fan, and a bunch of good matches on that card. You got Hendrickson against Mason Paris. Hendrickson's the guy that upset Gable Stevenson at College Nationals last year.
Yep.
And then Mason Paris is from Indiana. 3 or 4 time state champion. I think 3 times. I think he lost as a freshman because he wrestled 215 as a freshman. Usually, people that don't know a whole lot about wrestling, most time you don't see 215-pound freshmen.
No, not at all.
Placing in the state tournament.
Yeah.
And this dude, if I remember, I got runner-up, either runner-up or third, because I can't remember if he lost in the semifinals or if he lost in the finals. I think it was in the finals, if I remember right. Then he won state after that. He's been in the Olympics. Dude is awesome. Wrestled in college. That's a real good match. You also have a woman that actually from the same part of Indiana that me and Dad are from. Lara Boyd is wrestling. So yeah, it's going to be a hell of a card. It's on Fox Nation Saturday night at 7. If you're a fan of combat sports or wrestling in general, I would recommend checking it out. The first 3 events they've had been real good.
Are you guys going to be there recording?
No. I wish.
yeah. Those are all everything you said those are all high school guys, right? That are wrestling.
They are wrestlers, but these are guys that are out of college or have wrestled. In the
Olympics.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about high school wrestling. Okay, I'm sorry.
The college.
No. Everybody knows Chris. Chris coached high school wrestling. That's why I wasn't sure.
Well, it's that style of wrestling, but these are guys that have already graduated college and or wrestled in the Olympics or some. Well, yeah, I don't think anybody in college can do it because you can't get technically. I don't think you can. Well, with the new rules, they probably could.
Yeah.
Is Fox Nation a certain channel? I don't have Fox Nation. Is that like an indie channel?
It's an app.
Oh, it is.
And if probably, I think they're still running that deal. If you've never had the station before, I think you can sign up for free for like a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah,
then you just have to cancel it, or you'll have to pay. I think it's Chris like $5.99 a month or something like that.
$7.99 a month.
That's fine. I'm gonna use Jay's card anyway.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Speaking of Jay, I'm gonna need your debit card number and all that stuff. For the show.
Real quick, just want to thank everybody that tuned into our show last night. Tuesday Night Hoops. Man, we had a huge audience. I mean, huge audience. So we greatly appreciate anybody that tuned into that show. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate you. And next time, if I'm ever on that show, I promise everyone that's watching that it would not be Pacer color. There would be no Pacer color on that. All right. I seen that last night. I'm looking around. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is this look? I see an Indiana Pacers score in the background. I'm looking
Yeah, I
up,
know.
I see
I already called Chris out. I said, I see how you pulled that slick stuff up in here. Okay. I see how you pulled that off. Okay.
They just like when they made that intro, man. They didn't put anything. They didn't put no Colts in there. They put in, I think, what they put in the Indianapolis 500. Thought we was gonna be happy with that. That's
Oh, so this is revenge. This is some revenge stuff. Is this what we are, Tony?
It's all
Tony, you're
Logan's fault.
55 or
It's all
57
Logan's
years old.
It's
Come
all
on.
Logan's fault.
Tony.
Wait till you see the stuff for the Thursday night show.
Oh man,
I
See, this
expected
lot
more
of
from you, from a 57-year-old man. Oh, by the way, hey, before we get out of here, I do want to say, hey, I do got to do a shout out for my boys at North Shore High School. That's where I went to high school and played for. They are in the state championship game Saturday. They play against number 19 ranked Duncanville in the nation. So they're going to. It's a big time game tonight. And if you haven't heard of Duncanville, it's just outside of Dallas. A guy named Greg Ostertag went there. Don't worry about it. You might have never heard of him.
State championship in what?
State championship is 6A. Football,
What
6A.
sport?
I just said football, 6A. I said football championship.
Oh, everybody knows Texas high school football is terrible, so it ain't gonna be that good of a game.
Yeah, you're right. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible because you little 5'6" people out there in Indiana. I mean, I was going to kick ass. You got Glenn over there, but Glenn ain't got but one good leg. Damn.
I'm not gonna lie. It kind of does sound like a Texas type division league type thing because you're over here saying it's a school that you went to like 60 years ago versus a
It was
team
about 60. It feels like 60 years ago. It wasn't that long, but it feels like it.
versus a team that's a little bit outside of Dallas. I mean, that's so.
Well, the number 19 in the nation.
He was
I mean, think about it.
When JFK was
a pretty big deal.
How far did you guys' classes go in Texas? 6A, 7A?
It goes up to 7A. There is a couple of 7As. Not
honestly.
too many 7As. Most of them generally, like the 7As are usually around the Dallas area or more closer into the Houston area, but like kind of further in the outskirts of Houston, it's around 6A. Yeah.
We got 6 classes here, and it was 5 classes for a long time, but they finally went to 6.
Oh no, they got too many dang people in here, Tony. There's too many people in this damn state.
Yeah, they got tired of Carver winning it every year or whoever the fuck it was. So they decided to make their own 6A.
I'm glad we're at the end of the show because if I lived in a freaking town called Duncanville, I'm hanging myself.
Yeah, I will say this. I wouldn't really want to hang out in Duncanville. It's full of a lot of snooty people. So unless you got money, you're probably not going there anyway. Trust me, I wouldn't go there either, Frankie. I don't usually get along with those kind of folk. I'm more middle class. I like to hang out with the middle class folk because I don't like upper class. Them people are just
sound like the kind of people that put their pinky in your ear.
No, they're the kind of people. They're the kind of people that would go to a football game. No, seriously, no, for real. No, this is no bullshit. They're the kind of people that go to a football game and you can hear the fans yell across the stadium to the other fans if it's a lesser school, and they'll make fun of them for that. I mean, it's just I don't like Duncanville. I'm not a big fan of it, but we got to go through them, and so hopefully we win and we can tell them to suck it. If you've liked today's comments, and if you have not been offended by anything that we've said today, we certainly appreciate that.
Good luck with that.
About to be
But
like
if-
a
but
one-legged
seriously-
man ass kicking.
If you have
if you
been
do like-
offended, if you have been offended, get the fuck over it and send all your complaints to Jay.
Send the J. Or send them by Pony Express.
No, send them to Logan Landers.
No, that might be a bad idea.
I've said this once, I'll say it again, Tony, Big Glenn, Frankie, you especially. Not you, Tony, because I love you. You're my boy. But I don't like any one of the three of you motherfuckers. And with that
That's
being
fine.
said, this is
Merry
the
Christmas,
conclusion of the afternoon show. Please check us out tomorrow. We will be back here the same time. It's your boy Jay McLovin here on the afternoon show, Elite Sports Entertainment Network. Give us a like, subscribe, along with Gonzo Sports Room on YouTube. Till next time, it's your boy.